Okay, hi, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to present a title page, a mind map and your contextual images. I'm going to do this quite a generic video for year 7, 8 and 9 because you all have to do a title page with the mind map and contextual images, and you're doing it on either Picasso, the blue period for year 7, you're doing it for year 8 with regards to portraits, and you're doing it year 9 with street art, all within the portrait theme. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select one of those, and I've selected year 8, but the principles are still exactly the same. So you're starting across a double page spread, and what you're going to do is you add a title. So for year 7, this might be Picasso, it might be the blue period. For year 9, it could be street art, it will be street art. And for year 8, it will be portraits. Okay, so how you present this is completely up to you. We want portraits on one side. You could do it across a double page spread if you want. You could do it right across the middle. Okay, and I'm just going to very loosely, all right, do a simple title in the style of me. Okay, so how I want this title to be at the moment. My key is with art. Sorry that you can't really see that very well. Do it a bit heavier. Make sure you press on lightly with your lines. Now the key is with art and your art pages is you've got to try and fit everything into your style, the artist's style. Okay. Please don't you press on this hard. I want you to sketch out your title, whatever title that may be. Okay, so that's my title. That fits in with me. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the PowerPoint. So the first slide I've got here, which I've printed off, is all of the styles of portraits that we're going to be looking at. So year 8 are looking at pop art styles, portraits. So what you do is you'd select bits that you actually quite like, maybe of each portrait, all right, or one. So here we've got this artist here. So one of the letters I'm going to decorate with this style, right? These kind of thick lines, thin lines, and so on. Okay, and I might just do a big thick line across the middle here. All right, and then I'll select another one. Okay, you can do the same style for each letter if you want, if that's the way that you want to go. Okay, so the circles in that one looks a bit like a donut. Right, and I'll select some others. So there's some kind of lines, but actually, do you know, there's cubes, kind of geometric shapes here. I don't want to make my title too different. All right, I personally like uniform. All right, I like everything to look the same. That's basically what I meant. All right, I like things so almost symmetrical if you want. It's just the way that I work. Okay, so I'll just add this into my title, finish off my letters. So I'm alternating the patterns. So you can do this too. It's just an idea. Remember, for year 7, you could do portraits. We're all working on portraits, but you might do Picasso blue period. For year 9, you'll do street art. Okay. So that's the title done for now. That's basically it mapped out. What we then are going to think about is background. What can you put in your background very, very, very loosely? Now, some of you might quite like these dots, right? Or these lines or these patterns, and you can do those afterwards if you want. Some of you might actually quite like some more kind of graffiti style. Maybe in street art, you could put bricks in the background. Maybe you could do some watercolour washes, all right? So think about what is inside the artwork and put it into the background. For the speed of this video, I'm not going to use paints, and mostly because most of you won't have paints at home. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to, I like this kind of very simple geometric background. All right, so on this, I'm just going to draw that in, okay, just roughly. Okay, just really, really roughly. And what I've got there, okay, is I've got to fit in here some writing. So this geometric shape, okay, could actually, now I've drawn that in, it could be the start of my mind map. Okay, and then I can do some writing either side. All right, so let's get a pen. And I'm going to start mine with a bit of a calligraphy style pen. And what I've got to do is, according to the next slide, is you've got to create a mind map, and it's a mind map describing the images that you can see. Now, I know each task is going to be slightly different. So year 7, you're only writing words. Okay, but what I can start off doing is I'm going to look at Luke Dixon here, this artwork, and I am going to try and frame my mind map around some of these kind of ideas. Okay, so let's have a bit of a think. You get more marks if your page follows similar pattern to any artwork that you have used as inspiration. Okay, now I don't want that, so I've basically copied his fingernail a little bit off there. Okay, so, and I'll just write in here, mind map. And then coming off that, right, I don't just want to do boring arrows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them ever so slightly different. Okay, so I'm kind of mimicking again Luke Dixon's lines. You see what I'm doing from here? Mimicking the lines. And I'll get a thinner pen. We do some different lines. Alright, so I've started off my mind map. What I'm now going to do is describe the images so you can see on this slide and the previous one. Write down some words that describe the images, e.g. bright, bold, colourful, striking. Alright, so that matches. These are easy. Bright. Okay, bold. Okay, I've literally just copied the ones from the board, right, from the mind map. This is where you've got to start being a little bit more imaginative. Okay, I think they're quite simple. Okay, I want you to fill up a space. So like I've done with my shape here, I want you to fill up a space with as many words as possible. The issue that I've got personally is I have no idea, okay, what these words are linked to. So if you want to try and make it very clear for yourself, all right, then we can write a bit of a title to the mind map. Okay, so all I've written there is the contextual images are, the contextual images I like are, and I'll finish these off. Okay, and I can continue this mind map. I've used a thin pen this time. Okay, if you are aiming for exceeding, I'd like you to try and use full sentences. So, of celebrities. It's not very clear, is it? So, the images. The images I've selected are very simple and cartoon-like. Okay, so that's the start of the mind map. Now you can continue adding more to this. All right, but that's the basic start. It says that the next bit is things to think about. What is pop art portraits? Now this is where we can answer it here. So I'm going to select a different coloured pen. Okay. I've got a green Sharpie. It's the only thing I've got at home with the felt tip. Yeah, only thing I've got at home that's felt tips, unfortunately. So it's going to go through to the next page. What you can do is you can put another piece of card in the way. Okay, so what is pop art portrait? So you might want to Google this. Let's write it down. Okay, how do the marks represent the personality of the individual? Okay, so you might need to find a celebrity that you definitely know. So we have got this one here. I can't remember his name. Iron Man. Can't remember his acting name. All right, but how does that represent his personality? All right, so I'm just going to write Iron Man. If I had a bit more time, I would actually research his name, which is a shame because I think he's a great actor. So we put here Iron Man actor. So what I've written there is Iron Man actor has been painted looking up to the top left. This is an asymmetrical balance and I believe this is a superhero pose. All right, so that represents his personality because he is portrayed as a superhero. Okay, so with year 9, you will obviously write a little bit more, and you could write, if you've done bricks in the background, you could write in each brick, for example. You could also slot one of your mind maps into a bigger brick. Your mind map into a bigger brick. Year 8, you can fill it in answering these questions. Please don't just write what I've written. Okay. Year 7, obviously, you just need to write your keywords in, but instead of just writing them like this, could you do it in a Picasso style, for example? Okay. Next question is, do you like it or not? Okay, so okay, so I like the cartoon-like portraits, but I don't like the painted ones. All right, so I've done all of my writing. If I had a bit more time, which I might do shortly. I'd probably put a few more descriptive words in here, and I might even draw, actually kind of write them in. All right, so I quite like the word simple. I think a lot of the artwork is quite simple, as in simple to draw. So I'm going to draw or write that in bubble writing, so it's a bit bigger. What that does then is when it comes to me creating my own artwork, I'm probably going to make quite a simple portrait. All right, so that then directs the teacher's attention to how you're going to do your work. I also like the way that the artist have used lines, okay? And I like how it's thick. Some of the lines are thick. Okay, and I also like how some of the lines are thin. I think that's a good contrast. Okay, and I can see there's a gap here. I obviously want to fill that, so patterns. I quite like the patterns. I can't do the letter T. Okay, so that's the rough page. Now again, we're going to add colour, and we're going to add colour in the style of the artist work here. Okay, now, do you know, I'm going to be quite lazy, and I don't blame you if you want to be lazy too. So what I'm going to do is, you've been given a slide sheet, a PowerPoint slide with a lot of contextual images on it, whether you're year 7 or year 8 or year 9. So why not use them? If you quite like them, print them out, okay, and use them. Obviously, if you don't like any of these images, or you would rather find your own images, that will make your project more personal. And you'll also find that, excuse me, that when you get to GCSE, so mainly for year 9, if you're going to take art for GCSE, a personal project is really, really, really important. So it is quite, if you are definitely going to take it, I would strongly advise that if you've got a printer, that you print out your own pictures, because that way you end up with, as I say, a personal project. Okay, so, but I am going to be quite lazy. Teachers have done the work for you. Okay, why not let the teacher continue doing the work for you, and you just print off what they've done. All right, so glue stick. If you can't print, don't panic. Okay, save a space. You can maybe do the background so that you've got something to actually stick the pictures onto rather than just a white page. Okay, and all I'll do is stick that on. Okay. I'll do it that way. Now, again, I'm looking for speed. I've not put a background on here. I think it is quite important that you do put a background on. Right, because it's got, you know, as I keep on saying, your pages have got to look like the actual style that you're working with. Okay, so around the edge of these contextual images, don't just stick the pictures on either, even if you're cutting them out and doing them your own way. If you're cutting individual ones out, okay, try and add a border to them. Right, so I quite like Luke Dixon, to be honest, so I'm just going to try and do a border that's in the style of him. Luke Dixon is this artist here. So I'm just getting a black pen and going all the way around. And for the next 5-10 minutes, I'm going to stop talking, and I am just going to start working into this page to make it look like the theme that you've been given. So year 8 for this page, I'm going to make my page look like these contextual images as much as possible. If you don't have a black felt tip, don't worry, this can be done with a normal black biro. Okay, and you basically keep on going in a similar style, the style that you like, until you have properly decorated your page, and so that it should look seamless from your contextual images to this page here. Okay, so I will just continue for my background. Okay, if you've not got paint at home, you could just start off with a nice even colour pencil crayon. And because if you look at this little boy here, he's got blue in the background, so I will just continue that theme and leave the rest of this page white, apart from where this shape is that I've drawn. Okay, so it's a quick half-hour video of how to do a mind map, contextual images and title page for your theme. Okay, remember, each year group has a different theme, has different questions to answer, so make sure you answer the right questions. Okay, bye-bye.